Hello and welcome back to Beyond the Veil background information. Today we're doing another character profile and it's going to be the main character from my book Changeling Heart, which is available on Amazon actually. It's the first one of my Beyond the Veil series that I self-published. So we're going to be talking about Rab Karney, and like always with my character profiles, I'll give you a quote about them. I'll discuss them very briefly and then give you a full profile, or as full a profile as I can give you without spoiling too much. So let's get into it. Back home he had been told he only remained alive because he could fight. He had no fear of dying, and he was the only being in the court that even Kiernan cringed at the sight of. But with no love or care whenever he was wounded, save from his mother and the disdain of his fellows, Rab had reached his breaking point, and that was where the Count had saved him. Quote from Changeling Heart. There's a bit of a story behind Changing Heart and around Rab here, particularly because my dragon comic on DeviantArt, Demon on the Battlefield, was sort of where the characters first emerged. How is that? Well, I did a little brief few chapters called If We Were Human, just random bits of practice writing to be fair, and found myself enjoying the gloomy atmosphere enough to actually take it and work on my first Veil novel I self-published. In fact, it brought me back to the Veil when I had forgotten about it after so long, because I'd started it in my last year of university, and then afterwards things had just gone to hell. So Rab was originally based on my boy Kincaid, but had a much more grimmer existence, and yet he had to love him. I've had to trim his history because of the spoilers in the story, but here, enjoy all the same. Name, Rab Karney. Position, Changeling, potentially something else. Story featured in Changeling Heart. Role, protagonist. Gender, male. Description, huge, broad shoulders. Very muscular like a wrestler to the point he looks almost a beast for how big he is and how strong. His skin is pasty coloured, his hair is black with dyed pink red at the tips, and he has a mohawk. He is slightly scarred up from his past experiences as a fighter. He is 6'6", and 6'6". He is 6'6", and his eyes are dark green. Realm: Human World. Abilities: Strength and healing ability caused by unseelie magic. Master: the Count Taliesin Fillmore II. Personality: brash, gruff, independent, rude, and comes off as a thug. Rab is actually quite naive to the world and secretly desperate to be loved and wanted. His desires for a purpose aside from just surviving, and his wish to prevent another from experiencing it, means he is easily manipulated. He has a sense of justice that some might consider more of a vigilante style. He doesn't tend to think he should not use his fists, and in truth, at times, he's just a very big teenager. Relations: his mother. He loved his mother very much because she cared, but when he learnt she was going to be given up as a tithe for the devil for the sake of Evan, he found himself debating whether he was angry for that decision or not. Evan, his half-brother and another changeling, they did not have much of a relationship save the interactions when they were around their mother, but then the chance his brother might have been sacrificed and the request of his mother ensured he had to protect his little brother and take him instead of their mother. King Kiernan, the unseelie ruler that took him in and claimed his mother. Kiernan hated Rab but appeared fearful of his strength, using his power for entertainment and dealing with his enemies. Taliesin Fillmore II, Rab's saviour and also his first lover, not to mention his master. When he is rescued from the unseelie court, Rab can't think that there would be any reason to be cautious of the vampire who is helping him, and somehow always manages to make Taliesin happy, which he likes as the idea of being wanted means so much to him. Carly. He is surprised by her strength and her ability to protect others, but also the fact that she knows what she's doing, where he's actually rather oblivious. History. As far as Rab is aware, his mother was kidnapped into the unseelie realm by a fae named Karney, who is his father, only for a battle with Kiernan's court leading to his mother being handed over. When Rab was born, he was treated differently to all the other changelings and was used to keep his mother compliant in feeding the other changelings to build Kiernan's army. Rab grew big and strong and was then trained to fight at the head of the army, but also in gladiator-style fights with allies for entertainment. Trapped in the unseelie realm, Rab was miserable and kept in a cage. Then one day he caught the eye of a vampire that was powerful and a friend to his king, it seemed. This was Taliesin, and he approached Rab, insisting that he could use a powerful being like him, and was the only one who could tell him how to escape the maze of the unseelie realm to reach the surface. He gave him a place to go and promised he would give him a new life, whilst also dropping a hint that Rab's mother was going to be sacrificed to hell for the survival of Kiernan's court. Rab is able to break his cage and goes to his mother, willing to take her willing to take her with him when she pushes his young half-brother Evan into his arms, begging him to save him from going in her place. Rab has no choice but to rescue his brother, and when he emerges into the miserable place called Slater Island, he finds the deal for his freedom includes not only working for the Count, but giving him blood and entertainment. It seems a small price to pay until Rab's job has him meeting Carly in the orphanage and women's shelter on Slater Island. Final comments. I love Rab. He's such a dummy and a dope. But I've used a picture of Kincaid to show who he was based on, and the cover image which features him as well, as well as the funny line drawing attempt I've made at him. So I hope you all like the looks. Thank you. Bye.